Merhaba and welcome back to the Ottoman campaign in Ultimate Admiral. Dreadnoughts. Let's see. Let's do some final movements here before hitting next turn. What do they have left? The French have only 67 ships left, but quite a few of them are capital ships. So if these 9 battleships are the same as the ones we fought last time and the time before that, that's a pretty powerful navy, despite the numbers. Let's see, that's the old dreadnought fleet. Let's send these here. Let's clean up some French ships. So, initiated one naval invasion against Vayvay. We might get a battle with the Scandinavians here. So, anyway, onwards to July. One meeting only, and a strike and a battle and some convoys. First, the strike. Strikes. 1 battlecruiser and a destroyer. 13-inch guns. It's kind of lightly armed. Shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Let's see. Oh, it's a night fight. First time in a while we've had one of those. Don't need the cruisers here. Don't need the destroyers. Or torpedo boats. I will bring along the light cruiser. Act as a scout. Well, it's night and it's foggy. They could potentially get quite close before I see them. All the more reason for the light cruiser to be here. There we go, battlecruiser spotted. "50 kilometers away." I mean, with guns that light, there's not that much you could really do. It's a nice, sleek hull, though. And it's got some armor on it. But at the end of the day, it's kind of outgunned in this fight. They also had 1 light cruiser, 1 destroyer. It was. That's what it was. Light cruiser, you can just do donuts there. Keep them lit. My battleships are already firing. And you got a good, like, 10-kilometer range advantage. More than that, like almost 15. But they're closing in, so they're gonna be on us sooner or later. Let's take a look at that destroyer, because it's lit now. 11-kilometer torpedoes. So, not too much of a threat. We're just going to keep all the big guns focused on Daphne. And like so, I don't think the light cruiser is needed anymore. Like potentially that destroyer, if it had like 24-kilometer range torpedoes. Without the light cruiser as a scout, I was worried it might have gotten close enough under smoke screen to launch at my battleships. But no, it's not getting within 11 kilometers. Even with all the main guns focused on Daphne, the secondaries would take care of it before that. And we're starting to land the big hits on the enemy battlecruiser. Knocked out one main gun turret already, the B turret. Could we see flash fires here? Perhaps. Super heavy shells. Increased ammo. And with picric acid. And barbette 1. Yeah, we could see some fireworks. Put this one on the thumbnail. We can see the lead ship on fire in front of it, and the target also on fire in the on the horizon. I was hoping to see some flash fires. Secondaries are starting to work on that destroyer. And they're working good. Oh yeah, you don't have any armor. So the 7.5 HE even was penetrating. And there goes Daphne. Just completely shredded. No guns remaining. 2% structure remaining when she sank. So would have given my Izmir class battlecruisers a run for their money, but I have retired those things. Let's see, army doing things. Army doing things in Hokkaido. Yeah, they don't even have an army force there. That's kind of weird. I think that's because Scandinavia no longer have their like home territories. But I know this previously also. When Scandinavia was fighting Japan, they were trying to army invade South Honshu, but with an army force of 0. So they do have some army force in some of these territories, but some of them are like nothing. So Hokkaido, we're just gonna let the army take care of that one. Not gonna bother wasting a naval invasion. We're gonna move these to take... come on. There we go. Kyushu instead. Now, one naval invasion here against southern Finland. We're going to do one against Lithuania. I have some huge army numbers compared to the French and Scandinavians. My army logistics is still crap for whatever reason. So... yeah, I can divide that size by 4. That's still like 300,000. Still like outnumbering the enemy. Here we go. 6 battleships, 2 battlecruisers, 1 heavy cruiser. Combined tonnage over 700 tons. So these would be big boys. Let's do one invasion against Lithuania. There we go. The invasion against Vayvay, how long is that going to take? 4 turns. Okay, so we need to do another one against Scandinavia. Next turn, that would be Formosa or Kyushu. Right. So this force here. Some big boys of my own. They're gonna go here. Meet up with the French. And that's gonna be another big gun battle. And I noticed in the previous big gun battle with the French, like they were like they were not being completely stupid in that one. So I think that's because they didn't have a lot of escorts. So the battleships were able to just do their thing. Which leads me to believe that the AI's dumb behavior is often down to them. Oh, I got battleships here too. Yeah, it's often down to them just clustering up, like they're choosing the wrong kind of formation. So these battleships will have to go to Kiel and cut off that force. So then who do I send to take Iceland? It wouldn't have to be a big task force, would it? Reykjavik is only 40,000 tons of capacity. If I can find a battlecruiser somewhere. I know I have some. I thought I had some. That's not big enough. Here, San Diego. Let's send 2. They can deal with that one. Battlecruiser on battlecruiser. Ceddin Deden versus something. Same as the one in the previous battle. 13-inch guns. It outweighs me by a few thousand tons, but I outgun it by a lot. Similar speed. Battlecruiser duel. Weather is nice, so we're both spotting one another. Okay, we're almost in range already. Oh, that's the rudder. I wanted to move this one. Yes. That shell's gonna hit. That was their main tower destroyed. That's a good start. I think their funnels also give them a decent, like, firing bonus. If I'm not mistaken, I think the French funnels have some nice stats that way. But obviously the main tower is the thing that carries the accuracy, so to speak. They have quite a bit thicker armor though. My Ceddin Dedens are... well, this should be sufficient. At least like the Citadel. Which they are not going through at any range. But also I'm not going through theirs. There we go, that's the flash fire I was waiting for last time. I missed it though. Turret was already in the water again. But I am obviously going through their turrets, which have only 14 inches of armor, which is no match at this range. Yeah, 20 kilometers. Easy. That's 3 out of 4 turrets knocked out. Unless I'm mistaken. Looks that way. Yeah. X turret is still operational. Not that far off in terms of cost. I'm a little bit more expensive, but secondaries are joining in. Could we knock out the X turret too? Well, unlikely, I think. I think we're gonna sink the cruiser, battlecruiser, before getting lucky enough to score another turret hit. 3 out of 4 though. That's pretty good. Looks like Y turret was the one that blew up. Yeah. Y turret used to sit there. A and B are just knocked out. They didn't explode. But yeah, no, they're out of ammo now. So, they can't really do much. Let's just close in. Finish this. I think I can survive their secondary fire. They don't have that many 7-inch turrets. Kilometers. Let's unmask X and Y again. Oh, there she goes. Right. Good win. So these things doing exactly what they were supposed to be doing. It is overmatching enemy battlecruisers. That's why I retired the older Izmir class. Because knowing that they would get matched up against enemy battlecruisers more often than not, a cruiser killer type battlecruiser just didn't make any sense. That's what they were going for here. Lots of convoy battles to do. 4. Let's just pick one. 2 Vayvays versus Marseillais class heavy cruiser and 1 destroyer. And it's always a little bit sketchy going up against heavy cruisers with light cruisers, but let's do it. Simply skipping these convoy battles is of course also possible. But that doesn't make for a good video, does it? And also I'm confident in my Vayvays. Let's take a look at what we're up against. First French heavy cruiser encountered. It's a lot of 10-inch guns. They look imposing, but that's just the French turret model being huge. 2 inches on the 3rd inner belt. I would need 20 inches of penetration to go through that. Heavy shells. Standard AP. Okay, so those guns can hurt. What's your extended armor? 0.9. Yeah, we can go through that at least. 0.7 on the superstructure. Okay, the transports are spotted. What's your main gun range? 22. I think I will need my torpedoes to deal with that cruiser. You have long-range torps. But just underwater torps. So we're not going to be facing, like, huge volleys of them. No. Keep focusing the destroyer. Secondary guns can target transports as we close in. Yeah, that's the one without armor. The 7.5 secondaries on my battleships did short work of one of these things in the previous battle. So the 7.5s on the Vayvays should be capable of doing that as well. Yeah. That thing is almost done already. But there we go, we're taking punishment from one enemy heavy cruiser. We're just closing in. $23.50. You're free to launch. Mark. Hold on to your torps for now. One dead torpedo. That's not good enough. Let's see if these do better. Keep the angle flat because I want my main belt to take punishment. 2 torps hit. Also not good enough. Should have saved my torps a little bit longer. But we're hitting them hard. We've knocked out all of their torps. We've knocked out several main gun turrets, somehow. Both my cruisers are in good shape. Are we gonna get them on crew loss? Maybe. I've somehow sunk an enemy transport. Who? What? What sank you? Torpedo. Must have been one of the torps aimed at the enemy cruiser. Yeah, they're gonna surrender. Nice. Now, let's deal with the transports. I think that was pretty fun, going up against an enemy heavy cruiser with 2 light cruisers. Mains on one, secondaries on the other. Secondaries being quite a bit more effective than the mains against transports. You can see what kind of damage they were farming at the transports at the end there. Right, good job. And, of course, the game crashed after doing that battle. So, we're just gonna skip it and do one of the other ones instead. This time, I have a heavy cruiser. It's uncommon. They have 3 light cruisers. Redoutable. Alright. Decent amount of 7-inch guns. One short of my Vayvays. 25 knots though. That... Oh yeah, it's a refit. It's the 1962 refit. That's why it's horribly slow. It was probably a decent light cruiser to begin with, but then the AI decided to make it worse. Here's hoping the game won't crash after this battle. The game was behaving so well for so long. And now it's just crashing a lot. Ooh, 40. DD-40. You've been around for a while. I didn't know I still had you in service. Anyway, you can follow the Vayvays. Sluncommon will be like my my flagship in this battle. Let's take a look at the 1962 refit Redoutable. 57 calibers in length. That's a quite long gun. Very low penetration though. Not very good armor. That is 8 inches effective at plus 160, so I don't know, 7 maybe? What do you have? Semi-AP. I should be able to go through that armor with my 10s, 10.5s. Now the DD-40 is only 4 years older than my Vayvays, but it kind of feels ancient at this point. I thought I had retired them all, or replaced them with the DD-56s, which are just better. But if it's here, might as well make use of it. So because of the weather, they're not even doing 20 knots, those light cruisers. Which means I should not get the target fast speed modifier. Right? What ship am I targeting? This one. Yeah, +3 for target slow speed. Nice. And I accidentally hit another light cruiser, not the one I was aiming at. That's fine. Let's get some torps going. Are we launching soon? Or is the angle bad? Yeah, it's probably just the angle. DD-40, you might as well dump your torps too. And then go somewhere. Yeah, we're scoring torpedo hits on the light cruisers, just as planned. Multiple hits on multiple ships. That was from aiming at the transport, by the way. Seeing as they don't have torpedoes, might as well bring Slankamen in closer. There we go, that's the main belt pen I was after. We get some on the rod as well. Yeah, there we go. Main belt pen. Love getting main belt pens. And a couple more hits like that. Good. One transport remaining. And there we go. Nice. Let's see if the game decides to count that Or if it crashes again. No, good. Right. Skipping that one because we already did it. And I don't have to do it again, so I'm not gonna. Here we go. Ceddin Deden versus class. And a couple class light cruisers. Right. Only 14-inch guns. Interesting. And here we have light cruiser on light cruiser. Let's do this one first, actually. I think I recognized that hull from my Norwegian campaign. Yeah, I built some, like, cheap patrol type light cruisers based on this hull. I didn't do this kind of stupid main armament though, but they were similar enough. How about the transports? No torps there. So that shouldn't be too much trouble for Bucket K. .4 inches of armor on those turrets. It's a lot of turrets. Should have pretty good chances of hitting some of those. What kind of pen are you rocking? 2.8. But that's like very close. That should be safe enough. Oh, hang on. We're switching targets here. That's not the way. You're moving in closer. You got your underwater tubes launching. Let's just have everything target a class. What kind of torps do you have? Minus 40. We should be able to see them in time. Hopefully, yeah, there they are. Way off. Get broadside with me and taste some torpedoes. Seven torpedoes, nice. I don't think they had time to realize what just hit them. My Vayvays, of course, I've been doing that trick a few times already. And one more remaining. There. Let's see, let's hope the game is still alive. Yes. And then this one. Battlecruiser versus battleship. But in this case, the battlecruiser is the bigger and more powerful of the two. Plus 155% armor. That's not even good. These are two different class cruisers. Right. And none of them are the same as the one we just fought, so... I guess the Scandinavians just ran out of ship names a long time ago. Alright. I mean, I did too. At least I've named some of my ships. Battleship. You are my target. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at you. Because a couple episodes ago we fought one very big Scandinavian battleship that was not bad. This one, those are not even Mark 5s, are they? No. 6.2 times 4, that's like 24, but it's only plus 155, so probably less than 20. Effectively. And the deck, that would be like 10, but reduced quality, so 7, 8? Something like that. I could check it by just going into the settings and change my my armor calculator, which is currently showing against 200%. But that's a lot of work. At the end of the day, I'm just confident that I can go through this thing. Decent range. You're maneuvering a lot, though. You're not, like, super slow. What else do you have going for you? Main deck partial pen. Cordite 3, heavy shells. Main deck pen for 10,000 damage. So, yeah, that answers that. I can go through the main deck. Well, I knew that. I can go through a lot more than what you have protecting you. There goes the flash fire. I missed the blue column of flame again, but let me get some more main deck pens on you. "34 kilometers. We're too close to reliably be scoring deck hits. So we'd have to either go further out or get like really close. to score belt pens. But all of these transports have torpedoes, so I'm not really too keen on getting too close. I'm just gonna get further out. I can slow down. I can get some cruising speed bonus here. .38 kilometer. Let's get to 40. Every now and then scoring an accidental hit on the transport. Enemy battleship not really doing a good job escorting those transports. All they're doing is like getting them accidentally hit by battleship caliber guns. .42 kilometers. We're almost getting out of range here. Sink the battleship first, then the light cruisers, and then there we go. Main deck pen, 2 main deck pens for combined 20,000 damage. Right. Now we're gonna close in again. What's the armor like on these light cruisers? Decent for a light. Nah, actually not that good. How about that thing? Thicker main belt, but again, no inner decks or belts. You have torpedoes though. If I can just actually click you. There we go. 13.7. Now the transport torpedoes are the scariest thing here. That's why I'm planning on letting the light cruiser deal with those. .2760. It's taking some pretty mean hits. And that's the end of her. .40,000 damage main belt pen. Let's go. 759. Or belt over pen. Let's get those main belt hits. Doing a lot of weird maneuvers. There we go. Main belt pen. And this is when 273, the Vayvay class light cruiser, gets involved. And BC 1901, also without a name. I guess I'm really no better than the Scandinavians. You can just retreat. Because the main guns are just going to overpen the transports. And when you have the turning radius of Asia, I'm not getting you into torpedo range. Let's get my own torpedoes in the water. That's 5, that's 5 more. There we go, incoming torps. That's why I sent my battlecruiser away. Because I didn't want torpedoes aimed at the light cruiser hitting the battlecruiser. Gonna have to slow down here a bit. Minus 51. Stealthy torps. I don't have that much time to react if I want to dodge torpedoes. You two have not launched yet. My own torpedoes miss. Yeah, there we go. I guess I'm just approaching from a good angle so they can't launch. Not sure where those launchers are mounted, even. And there, surrendered. Nice. I think that was not a single hit taken. That was some good gunnery by this Ceddin Deden class battlecruiser. Long distance plunging fire. Let's see, does the game accept that, or will I have to do this again? Good. And this one, because I already did it, I'm just gonna skip it. Don't need to do it. Let's see. I know I launched a naval invasion before the game crashed. I think that was Lithuania. I'm gonna do that again. There, just to be sure. Let's see if we can go to August. Yes. We're gonna fight to the end, Scandinavia. Let's just get the strikes done with. Important convoy raid popping up even before the meetings. I don't think I've gotten important convoy raid before. Maybe I have. I'm forgetting. But we're gonna do this one next time. 2 Vayvays versus one very expensive French light cruiser that is very undergunned compared to my Vayvay. And no torpedoes either. So it should be doable. Goodbye and take care.